Hello and welcome to this episode of Open Social Media Initiative. This week, Beth Browning is going to teach us why we should be paying attention to webmaster tools, even though we have Google Analytics. Also remember that after the show, we're going to have a summary of the latest social media news and what it means for us. So just in case you don't know Beth is an SEO and inbound marketing trainer, consultant, and blogger. She loves teaching and helping people understand the power of the internet and how they can make the most of their online presence to generate leads and convert them to customers. So that's probably the most important activity that we are all interested in, generating customers. She has over a decade of e-commerce experience. So without further ado, I give the floor to Beth and let her, you have a workshop, right? Do you have slides?
I do have slides.
Oh.
So thank you, Sherry, for introducing me and for giving me this opportunity to talk about webmaster tools. It's such an exciting topic. It is kind of a lot of fun. But before we get started on the slides, I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of a background as to what really prompted me to kind of talk about this. And when I work with people, I very often find that they have implemented Google Analytics, but not webmaster tools, and they're getting some very high-level information related to their natural or organic search results, but they're missing out on some really additional valuable information that can help them not only from a technical standpoint, but also from a marketing standpoint. So that's really kind of what started the whole thing. And so without further ado, I will share my screen. Actually, give me one second. I need to rearrange my... Okay, screen share up there? Okay, so the question is, I have Google Analytics, and why do I need webmaster tools? So before I dive into webmaster tools, I'm going to kind of give you my perception or interpretation of what analytics tools are versus what the webmaster tools are. So analytic tools, and most of the time these days people think of, they kind of equate analytics tools and Google Analytics. There are other packages such as Core Metrics and Omniture that provide very robust kind of corporate level reporting. Initially Google Analytics wasn't nearly as robust, but as if anybody's followed it over the years, they've continued to get more and more robust. I look at it as being analytics tools provide you the information that you need to monitor the health of your site more from a marketing perspective, and to provide insights on who your visitors are, what they're doing, and marketing campaign performance. It helps website owners analyze and optimize your marketing campaigns, landing pages, and content. Some of the types of information you can get from an analytics package are who's coming to your site, where they're coming from, how long they're staying, how many pages they're viewing, what devices they're using, even their technology platform, how they're coming to your site, and there are even a lot of advanced features like segmentation, conversion goals, social interaction, and even blog dashboards. Webmaster tools are kind of more of a, I guess, hammer and saw type of tool. And Google and Bing each have a free dashboard that provides website owners with information about how search engines see the website from behind the scenes. The information in webmaster tools will help website owners troubleshoot issues that could affect SEO, customer experience, and also the success of your online marketing efforts. There's some basic site health information that you can get from Google webmaster tools. One thing is messages or warnings about the health of your site. So when Google identifies issues with your site, they'll send you a message. They may even send you a warning if they see something horribly wrong with your site and it's going to be penalized for some reason. Hopefully you'll never get one of those kind of messages. You can find crawl errors. So if you have pages on your site that can't be crawled, and if somebody clicks on a link to a certain URL and they end up with a 404 error, Google will tell you that. Crawl stats, how many pages have been crawled and when they were crawled. There's also a neat tool that lets you submit your URL to Google or Bing, and it'll bring it back the way that the search engines see it. There's an index status, which is the total number of URLs that have been added to the search engine index, and then also malware. So a horrible thing that happens today, it's really very frustrating, is that there are all these people out there, you know, trying to hack into sites and putting malware on sites, and WordPress is particularly targeted because there are so many people using it. And you'll be able to see more easily because Google will let you know. You can get some basic traffic data like search queries, what are the top keywords and pages, links to your site, both internal and external. We'll go into all this in a little bit more detail with some screenshots. And then site optimization information. You get clues as to some HTML improvements that you might need to make, and what are the most significant keywords and the variations that Google found on your site. So first I want to talk about one of the most important things that you want to do and reasons why you should set up Google and Bing Webmaster Tools is to set up an XML sitemap and submit it through both of the Webmaster Tools. If you don't use it for anything else, at least do this part of it. The reason for it is that an XML sitemap it helps make sure that the search engines crawl all of the pages of your site. It gives them more of a map. Now your site will get indexed if you don't do this, but anything you can do to make it that much easier for search engines to find you, then it's a step worth taking. If you don't know how to generate an XML sitemap, there are a lot of tools out there, and I'd be happy to send Sherry some links that she can share on the event as well. You also want to, I'll just note, it's also important to have an HTML sitemap because that's also good for helping people and search engines crawl your site more. These are some of my, I've highlighted, I'm not going to go through all of the Webmaster Tools dashboard, but I am going to go through some of my favorites. So I've highlighted them here, and we'll just kind of step through them one by one. The first one I want to talk about is HTML improvements. And you can see here on my screen, these are the types of things that you'll get messages about. So if you have problems with meta descriptions, if they're either too long or too short, where it says meta description there, it will tell you you have X number of meta descriptions that are too long, and that will actually be a hyperlink to those pages. So you can actually see which pages you have problems with meta descriptions. Same with title tags. It'll identify if you're missing title tags, identify duplicate title tags, even non-informative title tags. So if you have something that's it's not missing, but it doesn't give Google any information, it'll let you know that as well. The one thing that this tool doesn't give you is if you're missing meta descriptions. So there are other tools that you can use to detect that. Then there's the Google index status. So what you want to see here, there's two things. I'm going to back up just a minute. There's two things. Just crawl the pages on your site, and then they index them. Your number of pages indexed will almost always certainly be less than the number of pages crawled. The reason for that is that Google doesn't index duplicate content. So for example, if you have content that you put in, it's in an archive status, like on blog posts, right? So you can navigate to it through a blog, the archives, or you can navigate it through the proper blog. That the archives would not be indexed. So, but there would be technically two URLs that you could actually get to that particular piece of content. So, and what you want to see here is you want to see your total number of pages or URLs indexed to kind of continue to go up, and the pages that are, the number that are indexed are really the number of pages that are available to appear in search results. This is really important to know. I will also make another note here that Google and Bing do not index the same way. So I see it time and time again, and in fact I've experienced it on my own personal website where I was very well indexed in Google, but not at all in Bing. And I've seen vice versa as well. I've seen sites that are indexed in Bing and not in Google. So that's again why it's important to have both Webmaster Tools. If your pages aren't indexed, it's going to be really difficult for anybody to find you through search engine, through searching for you. I love this piece of functionality within the dashboard. It's the content keywords. So it's found under Google Index, and one thing I'll point out here is that on all of these slides I've put in a little snippet of where you can actually find these tools in the dashboard. What content keywords are is it's basically a list of the most significant keywords and their variants. And the significance of each keyword reflects how often it's found on your site's pages. And it is very telling because the way that you wrote your content may not be actually reflecting what you want Google to think your site is about. And I even had a personal example of this. I used my company name, Discover Your Customers, a little too often in some of the content that I wrote, for example, in page titles. And so when I came to my content keywords, I saw the word discover. Well, that's not really what I want to have in there. I want words like SEO and inbound marketing and SEO training to be my content keywords. So because I was able to look at these and see that I was giving Google the wrong signals because of how I was writing my content, I actually then was able to have, I rewrote a bunch of content, and then within a relatively short period of time, I saw those content keywords starting to change, and it was giving Google better signals about what my site was about. It's also a troubleshooting area as well, because you may see unexpected keywords such as Viagra or payday, and that will mean that your site has probably been hacked. Somebody has gone in and they put a snippet of code in your header or your footer or even a widget, wherever they can get to, then that starts showing up. So if you see that content keyword Viagra and you don't sell Viagra, well, then you need to look under the hood and find out where that code is at. Crawl errors is really important as well. You don't want people or search engines to run into 404s. That's pretty frustrating when you click on a link and there's nothing there. So this will give you a list of server errors, if there's access denied, and then not found. I actually did have 2 errors when I pulled this, when I did this screenshot. Unfortunately, I fixed them before I thought to take a screenshot of it, but what happens is if you click on the not found, it'll take you to a link, a list of the links that have errors, and then you can go in and put in a 301 redirect or just correct the link if whatever the fix might be. Top search queries. Now this overlaps a little bit with, well, not a little bit, it overlaps with what you find in Google Analytics. And what you want to do is, once you set up your Google Webmaster Tools, you actually want to enable the search engine optimization feature under searches in Google Analytics. And then that will pull all of this really great information into your Google Analytics interface, and you can analyze that from this type of stuff from one interface within Google Analytics. So you'll see top searches, top pages, gives you some cool filters like date ranges, the rate of change, and then the search type. The default is web, and I'm going to touch on that in more detail in just a minute, but that's a really important thing to realize. It gives you the number of impressions, which equals your site shown in search results, the average position of the keyword in your search query, the number of clicks, and the click-through rate, the number of clicks divided by the number of impressions. So this is when I just talked about search type filter, and when you do this, because you'll all be excited about getting all this great information, and what you'll want to do right away, which is human nature, is you'll look at Google Analytics and you'll click on the search queries for natural search, and then you'll open up Webmaster Tools, and you'll be shocked and you'll fall on the floor because the numbers won't even remotely match. And you'll think, oh my God, Beth steered me wrong. You know, I can't reconcile this data. The data is all there. What the difference is that in Google Analytics, it defaults to all of the different types of searches. And what I mean by that is when you're on Google, you can search by image, you can search within web pages, you can search in videos, and you can also be searching via a mobile device. So Google Analytics, adds that all up, and that's the number that you get. When you come to Webmaster Tools, it defaults it to web only. So the numbers are generally very different. the neat thing is that you can very easily apply filters and not only reconcile between Google Analytics and Webmaster Tools, but you can also do things like see how many people, see what keywords people are using if they're searching and finding you in images versus web. And then you can use that information to make additional changes to your site and your content. Or you can create new content that's like specifically geared toward a certain platform. So the way that you do that is you click on filters, which is at the top of the dashboard, and then this is actually a filter type. It looks like it's a button, but this actually is the filter type. Then when you'll see this little window, and you click on Web to change the filter. Then if you want to reconcile it with Google Analytics and see all of the data, you click on All. And if you want to see images or mobile or video, then you select that, and then you click on Apply, and voila, you now have a new viewpoint. Okay, so then the next one thing I want to talk about is total links to your site, or links to your site. This is important to know. You want to know how many inbound links you have. You want to know who's linking to you and how many times they've linked to you. What pages are they linking to, and how is your data linked? What is the anchor text or the link text coming in? Hopefully you're getting some nice keyword links from relevant sites to your site. That what inbound links do is they tell Google kind of I don't want to say popularity, because that's not really what it's all about. It's really about getting quality votes. So a link is like a vote for your site, and so you want to get quality votes from quality sites that say you're an authority in your space. This is one of my favorite new things to look at, and it's author stats. So for those of you who know me, I'm pretty big on verifying your Google authorship, and there are a lot of benefits to it. And in the labs area of the dashboard in Webmaster Tools, there's actually a neat feature called Author Stats, and it shows results for the pages that you are the verified author for. So what's neat about that is it's not just limited to the website that you set up your Webmaster Tools for. So for example, I blog for the Search Engine Academy as well as my own business. So you can see here I've highlighted that because I am the verified author for those posts, they both show up. And it gives you the number of impressions, the number of clicks, the click-through rate, and the average position for that as well. And you also have the same filters available as you do for search queries. I'm going to give a very, very quick overview of Bing. These are the menu options in Bing, and there are really only two things that I want to point out. And I'll be honest, I am not a Bing power user. I don't try and overanalyze in Bing. I really do focus my efforts on Google, but I don't ignore Bing because it does get traffic. So if you ignore Bing, you're just basically saying, I don't care about getting 20% of the searches, and 20% is still traffic, right? So I'm just going to briefly touch on two of them that I think, two of the features that I particularly like in Bing, and that's the ones that I kind of use. The first one is the high level reports and data. What I like about this is that you can click on these boxes here, and it actually then just brings in that particular metric. So you can, this clicks from search, appeared in search, pages crawled, so you can kind of get a really quick dashboard view of everything, kind of all those important metrics. And the other tool that I like to use in Bing is their keyword research tool. And what you do there is you can type in a search phrase, and then down below it will show you how many times that keyword appeared in Bing search, and also gives you some related terms that you could use for ideas to incorporate within your content. And some of those, like in this case, SEO training had 217 searches, but SEO certification had 344. So that might make me change my mind about what I want to use in, for my content. And it actually then just brings in that particular metric. So you can, okay, so then a couple of key takeaways are use all of the tools at your disposal, take time to understand the metrics, make adjustments to your site and monitor what happens, and keep a record of major changes. I always advise people to make annotations in Google Analytics if they've made some really major changes. And that's a neat thing to do, because then you can actually go to a particular date, and if you saw a spike or a dip or whatever, you can backtrack and say, oh, I made this change on this date. And you can either do more of that or do less of that, depending on which way the graphs went. And really think about this as continuous improvement. It's an ever-changing platform, and you want to continue to make improvements. So with that, I will stop screen share. Okay.
Thank you very much. Oh my God, there's so much to learn in Webmaster Tools. Personally, I haven't even touched it, so that's fantastic. I think every website owner can benefit from learning and accessing all of that, and they can hire you to teach them, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and with the Google Hangouts, really, they could be anywhere in the world. You can just
absolutely.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, especially with the screen share ability, because you can really just, you can help walk somebody through it. You don't have to be in the same room.
Yeah. Now I realize that the author status sounds very amazing. Now this only shows you the blogs, right? So it sort of correlates a particular content on a website to a particular person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's only for the content on the website and not other web properties like Google Plus. If you write anything on Google Plus, it doesn't count.
Right, that doesn't show up in there.
Okay, and then for Bing, something, I don't know if you've looked into this or not. When you search on Facebook and it brings out results, it brings out both results for Facebook and also for Bing. So I wonder if this keyword analysis tool on Bing also takes into account searches that people have done within Facebook.
Oh, that's a good question. I really don't know.
Yeah, it's good to think about it and see if anybody knows. I don't know if anybody knows. Yeah.
It's all very mysterious. Some of the things are very mysterious.
Yeah, I know, but what you shared was fascinating, and I am going to go look at it again, because I was trying to manage this Hangout.
One of the things that you and I talk about, Sherry, is that these Hangouts can really create great opportunities for multiple content forms of content. So in addition to the slideshow that I put together, it's also I have 5 blog posts that have come out of it, 3 for my site and 2 for the Search Engine Academy. So those will be on my website, and they have I've used screenshots and everything. So it's another way to help people learn.
At some point, you should put a white paper together. People like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So where do they go? What is the URL for your website again?
discoveryourcustomers.com.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, awesome. Well, at this point, I don't have any questions, and I don't know if Marilyn has any. I don't see her typing anything on the chat box.
Okay.
So
I'm going to...
Pardon me?
I said I'm going to mute myself and...
Okay. Okay. No, she doesn't have any questions at this time, and I know people are watching, but I don't see any questions in the event page. So with that, let me go back in here. So thank you very much, Beth, for yet again giving us a fantastic educational workshop. I learned so much from you. I just wanted to mention that next week OpenSM is not going to have a Hangout because your host is going on a much needed, long overdue vacation. So we will see you 2 weeks from now. So now I'm going to get into our news segment, and I'm going to all right, so the latest news in social media and what they mean for you, and there have been some interesting things that happened the past week, so let's go over them. First of all, Facebook changed the rules for their banner images of your business pages yet again, and they removed that 20% text only rule. So in the past, you were only were allowed to have 20% of the image that has text on it. But right now, you can do anything. You can put URLs. Calls to action, those things also were not allowed, but basically Facebook has relaxed all those rules, so you can be creative with the brand pages. A point of warning that I hope you don't go and make your brand cover image too much texty. Don't forget about creativity, and don't clutter it with too many URLs and calls to action and things like that. One thing you want to notice is that the 20% text only rule still applies to the images that you add to your ads, so be cognizant of that. And last week I shared a tool that Facebook has provided for us where you can test your images to see whether they're compliant or not. Now, there is a really cool Facebook tool that I found on the All Facebook website, and it is called easycovers24.com. And what it does, it allows you to schedule changing your banner images at particular intervals. And these are their pricing schedule. And I just want to put a disclaimer in here that I'm in no way connected with this tool. I just found it interesting. So for different number of fan levels that you have, there are different pricing and different things that you get, I guess. But so what are these things? You can schedule based on a specific date. So if you have an event coming up and you want to change the cover image to raise awareness about that particular event, you can schedule to change your image image. You can, if you have recurring things that happening and you want to keep putting that a particular cover image, let's say every week or every month, or how often you want it, you can use a time interval. If there are particular days in the week that you want those changes to happen, if you want to rotate your cover image, you can schedule it based on a particular date. And also, the last one is really interesting in that you can schedule such that when you reach a certain number of fan level, you can change your cover image to put a celebratory image or something like that, which is really interesting. So this, if you are a business owner or a page manager that likes to change the image on the banner of your page, this would be might be a good time saver for you. So check it out. And as I said, I'm in no way connected with this people that developed this tool. I just found it. I thought it was interesting. Now Yelp, which is a great reputation site, has created a cool interactive heat map based on the reviews that people have submitted. And this, I think, is a good case of a great use of big data. And I don't know if you've heard of big data, but through our conversations and our reviews and our activities on social networking sites, we are giving a lot of information. And Yelp has found a really, really good use for that information that we give it on its website. So if you live in a number of cities, I'm going to show you the name of the cities in the next page. You can find places that are and Yelp gives us a number of keywords. So these are the words that people have shared in their reviews. You can find places that is populated by hipsters, tourists, or yuppies, or people with a hangover. So the keyword is hangover. You can search for places that are pricey, cheap, or romantic. Places that sell pastas, bacon, noodle, cocktails, or brunch. places that have a view or a patio, and a few other criteria. So what does it look like? This is the right-hand side. So you go to the Yelp map, and then on the left-hand side you see this bar, and on the right-hand side you would see a map. But I just wanted to show you the left-hand side. So I chose the city of San Diego, and the cities for which this map is active is Austin, Boston, Chicago, London, Los Angeles, New York, Paris, Philadelphia, Portland, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, Toronto, and Washington, D.C. And on the top, you see a menu of all these keywords that they have shown you. So you choose a city and you choose a particular category, and you get a heat map on the right. So I thought I test this to see whether it works or not. So I chose the city, and I decided to compare the heat maps for places that are thought to be cheap and places that are pricey. And I thought if this tool works, then these heat maps should be mutually exclusive. And it seems like it works really nicely. So on the left-hand side, you see the cheap places in San Diego, and on the right-hand side, pricey places in San Diego. And it really correlates with what I know for some of these heat maps. This area in here is a place in La Jolla. It's a street called Prospect, and there's the La Jolla Cove, so there's a lot of expensive restaurants in here, which, as you see, it's completely absent in the cheap area. And in the cheap area, you see heat maps all around the county that don't overlap with the pricey ones, but there are also areas of the city where you can find both cheap and pricey restaurants. So it works pretty well. The Vine iOS update has a number of cool features. As you know, we talked about Instagram and all the features that the video features and other things that it has provided, and it's, I guess, considered a big competition for Vine. So Vine added some updates. And what are these updates? This news is coming from Mashable. First of all, if you are an iPhone user, if the way you focus an image when you're taking a picture on iPhone, you have to tap on the screen. But the thing is, for Vine in the iOS operating system, to take a shot, a video shot, the mechanism is exactly the same. So in order for the users to be able to focus and also take a shot, there is a feature has been added that I'll show you in the next few pages that allows you to focus the image before taking a shoot. For those who like to do stop motion recording, which basically means you take a Vine video and then you run out of time, and then you want to take the second interval of time, but you want to make sure that it's stop motion, meaning that you have a continuous video. And sometimes it's hard to make the transition because the positioning of everything on your image should be the same. So what Vine has given you, it has given you a ghost feature that once you're finished recording and you want to start another one, there's a picture of a ghost of where everything is lying on your image, and you can line it up with your new image that you're going to take, so the transition is smooth. You can browse other people's videos on Vine based on categories now, so it's not just going through browsing through everything. You can choose a particular category. On Vine, you can revine someone's Vine. So it's just like retweeting on Twitter. So if you see a video and you want your followers to see it, you can revine it. And you can also protect your Vines. If you are taking videos and you don't want it to share it to the public and you only want to share it with a few number of people, you can protect it and share it with whoever you want. So this is, again, image from Mashable. It's a Vine focus feature. They have added this target icon in here. If you wanted to focus your image, you click on this icon, and this crossword, I don't know, this screen comes up, and then you can focus it, tap on your phone, focus the image, and then take the video. So that's how you can focus it. Like I said, you can browse different Vine's videos on Vine based on categories, and I'm not going to go through, read all the categories, but these are the list of categories that you can use to browse. This is showing a video that has been revined, so if you look down here, you can see how many times this video has been revined. So, and then you can also protect your vines. You can protect your posts just like you do on Twitter. Now, the Google Plus has given us really nice goodies for our websites. If you want to continue recruit people from your website into your Google Plus space, Google Plus has given a simple follow button. So on the left-hand side, and this is directly from Google Plus's blog, on the left-hand side there is this follow button, which shows and also shows the number of people that are following a particular page. Then if they hover the mouse over it, a window opens that allows you to follow this page if you're visiting their website and assign them to a particular category. And after they're done following you, the button goes from white to light blue. Badges for communities. This is something that community organizers have been asking for a long time. So if you want to recruit people through your website into your communities, you can do that. You can get either a big badge or a small badge and put it on your website, this is a great way to build your community. The badges for personal profile and pages have been improved, and you get more options in terms of what it looks like and how it is aligned. And also you have 2 different sizes. You also have the option of having a dark background or a bright background. If you like what you learned here, please like and share the video. If you are watching on Google Plus, please +1 and share it. If you want to be notified about our future workshops or you want to give us our feedback, please just contact me or follow our short survey to find out how we are doing. Okay. Do you have any input, Beth?
I like the. I wasn't aware of the community badges.
That's brand new. It became available last week. Nice. But I think it became available on Friday, and I had already made my slides for Friday news, so I had to cover it this week. But it's great. You can just recruit your blog readers in your community. That's a powerful method, and I believe there is no such option from Facebook, so we might be seeing that kind of a badge. I don't know. I have to look at that. But I don't think there is a similar badge for Facebook groups, public groups. So we might be seeing that.
Yeah, they do seem to play a bit of one does this and then the other does it.
Oh, and another thing that I forgot to mention, there's always so much to say. Facebook has introduced, or maybe I talked about it last week, I don't remember. No, it was this week. It was Facebook has introduced related hashtags. If one of the fabulous features of Google Plus is that you can search content on Google Plus based on hashtags, so you can browse through a number of posts that basically cover a particular hashtag, but then once you're done browsing through them, then it gives you a number of related hashtags, which helps you take your interaction to much deeper levels, because you might be searching for a particular hashtag, but the general bigger community might be using something that is related and not exactly the same thing. So with the Facebook hashtag search, when you search, you also get that related hashtag. So there's just so many opportunities to take your listening to the next level. There is really no more excuse for us not to be listening to conversations. which is a whole different topic, which I'm hoping we'll be covering someday. So it says, what I have noticed, Marilyn says, what I've noticed, if you aren't logged into Google, your badges don't show up. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. It doesn't show up on your website? Marilyn, I wish you were alive so you can... Oh, that's interesting. Has it always been the same, or is it with the new batches?
Well, I just put one up yesterday, and I went there this morning, and it's not there, and apparently I wasn't logged into Google. So I don't know if that's a factor, but I thought it was interesting.
That's interesting. So maybe the website visitors that are visiting your website would have to be logged into your Google Plus account in order to see those badges?
I don't think they would have to be logged in. Probably more me have to be logged in. But anyway, it was just interesting because I put one up yesterday, and I went there this morning, and it's not there. So I'm going, okay.
But is it for your community or for all the badges?
No, just for the personal badge on my website, because I don't have a business page on Google Plus. I took it down, so I don't have my personal Google Plus page.
But it doesn't show up. But when you logged in, it showed up.
Well, I haven't been back there. I've been here.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to go and check. But anyway.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a part of it or not, but we'll see.
So may I ask why you took down your Google Plus business page?
Well, because I have a couple of businesses, and it's just too much. So I'd rather put everything on one page, and then that way I can keep track of everything.
I see. Okay. All right.
It's just like on Facebook, I have my personal profile, and I have 3 other pages, and then I manage other pages, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I feel stretched.
Okay, well, good. It's good to prioritize, and it seems like we're always told that it's easier to connect with people and build relationships from our personal profiles rather than our business pages. So people tend to be more comfortable with building relationships with individuals. So, okay, well, thank you very much. Thank you again, Beth, for teaching us all your fabulousness, and then thank you, Marilyn, for always coming and contributing. We appreciate it, and again, have a wonderful July. To go out there, do something with your summertime, because I'm going on vacation, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sherry. Bye-bye.